Welcome to our Bible study. We move to the book of Genesis chapter 18. Let's quickly draw lessons out of it. We want to talk about an encounter, alright? God helped me to, as I was studying, we found out that there are 5 stages to an encounter, alright? 5 stages to an encounter. So we want to go through them. Then in part 2 we will draw other lessons besides this encounter, okay? Yes, so this is part 1 of Genesis chapter 18. Let's talk about this encounter. Alright, so stage number 1 is the core stage. Alright, the core stage. So the core stage is when you actually the encounter always starts with a core. The core is the signs, the promptings, alright, and the feelings which you actually have, which you receive in your heart, in your spirit, man. So it is actually your response to these promptings that gives you an encounter. If you fail to respond, then we can never even talk about an encounter in the first place, okay? So most of us, we always have these encounters and we ignore them. What am I talking about? It's that dream which you once had, which you couldn't interpret, which you couldn't even understand. It was so strange, okay? But it was a call for you to come to the secret place, a call for you to come to prayer and to inquire from the Lord. Alright, so you had to answer, to pick the call. If you don't pick or answer the call, either you decline it or you ignore it, but know that the line won't connect. That's the unfortunate part. You have to answer. If you don't answer, the line will never connect. Alright, so now we see that those strange dreams were an invite to the secret place, okay? That strange feeling you just had, waking up and you are feeling like, today I should just fast and be praying. Alright, that's an invite, that's a call to the secret place. So there are many things which are happening. You just have to be sensitive to them and answer that call. That's how that encounter starts. So this is the core stage. So how do you answer? You run to God, yes? So Abraham, you see, he ran towards God, bowed himself and said. So that's prayer. That's prayer. Running to God, bowing down yourself and starting to speak to your Father. That's prayer, okay? So it's a call to prayer. Alright, so unfortunately most of us, we ignore these promptings, so we don't even get to start or to initiate an encounter. Then those who manage to initiate or to answer to this call, unfortunately they are too quick to leave the secret place and they don't get to stage number 2. Stage number 2 requires you to tarry, okay? So if you're going to read verse 8, it tells us that he stood by them as they ate. What does that mean? Once you gain an audience with God, once you are in his presence, even in prayer, okay? Don't allow anything to distract you. Don't rush, okay? Stand there, tarry and wait until the king addresses you. Okay, I hope you got that one. So if you manage to do that, this is actually a personal issue stage, okay? That's stage number 2. He now starts to address your personal issues, those issues which are bothering you. Alright, so you see that when Abraham managed to tarry and to stand, that's when God started to ask him, where is Sarah your wife? And he started to address and say, in the next year to come, you will have a child. Alright, next year this time you will have a child. Alright, so these are your personal issue stage where God deals maybe with marriage, finances, or whatever it is that you have been in need of. So obviously most of us, when this is addressed, when the Lord addresses and says, I've blessed you financially, maybe we are in a prayer group, and the one who is leading says, Tino, I'm seeing that the Lord is blessing you financially, he is remembering you. Then already you start to leave the secret place. But it's unfortunate because remember we said there are 5 stages. So those who manage to continue to stay, they will get to the other stages. Alright. So let's look at it this way. If you now manage to pursue and to persist, read verse 17 up to 19 of Genesis 18. You will see what I'm talking about. As Abraham continued connecting to the throne of grace, okay? Yes, he decided, let me now send them away. That's verse 16, alright? So until the master says so, don't stop seeking or pursuing him in that encounter until he departs. He's the first one who is supposed to depart. Until he departs, don't go anywhere. Alright? Yes, he has addressed your personal issues, But I want to tell you, if you go away, those are just to see how deeper you can seek Him. If He first deals with your personal issues, most people are seeking God because they want Him to address their personal issues. Well, He is seeking for people who are intimate with Him. And if you are ever going to go deeper with God, it means you have to disregard even these personal issues which He has dealt with, and you continue to seek Him. Okay, so if you persist and pursue Him, you get to stage number 3, which is the secrets stage, or the deep things stage. All right, so this is what you see in verse 20 up to 21, where God now makes known His plans. Okay, He makes known the future to you, what He intends to do upon the face of the earth. All right, so this is actually the realm where prophecies are released as well. Okay, you see that this is the realm where prophecies are released. You are now getting to step into the future, getting to step into those deep things of the Almighty. Right. Unfortunately, most people, due to pride, they quickly run out again at stage number 3 because they have been told the scoop. Okay, so you are rushing to the world and to tell them, you know what? This is going to happen in 2025. This is going to happen in 2026. All right, but it's unfortunate. It doesn't end there. In fact, the most important stage is stage number 4. But most people, if you have managed to get into stage 1 and you haven't left, if you have managed to get into stage number 2, your personal issues have been dealt with and you haven't left, most people get off the train here now, unfortunately, because you have been given prophecies, the prophetic good people. You are walking in prophecies, so they rush out. They go to the world and make a name for themselves. But you know what Abraham did? Verse 22 and verse 23 tell us something. But Abraham still stood before God. Do you see that? Verse 23. And Abraham came near. So that's what we are supposed to be doing. When you have been shown prophecies, when you have been shown the future, when God has made known His plans, you now need grace to go deeper in God. Alright? So you keep standing and you draw even nearer to the throne of grace. Okay, if you manage to do that, you get into stage number 4, which is the intercession stage. The intercession stage is actually a stage where negotiations are made, where the fate of the people is sealed. You actually called to the judgment table and you actually have a say on what will happen, be it in Zimbabwe. Okay, you actually have a say. You actually get to intercede and say, God, please have mercy. Okay, you see, this is now a very powerful stage. People who deal with God at this kind of a level are intimates now, because you have disregarded the personal stage, disregarded the prophecies, and you continue to pursue and to persist. All right, so this is the intercession stage. So children just rush out at the secret stage and tell the world and continue to feed their pride, but sons keep standing and draw even closer. It's now time to negotiate, all right, and intercede and to stand in the gap. So that's what people do. So this is after the master. So after the master finishes speaking to you, that's when you now get to leave. So let's go to stage number 5. Let's go to stage what? Stage number 5. Remember, it's not you who released the call in the first place. Yes, it's not you who actually called. So it's something which you should never do, to end the call when you are not the one who called. Yes, that's very rude. You see that, right? Okay, let's rush so that we finish up. So the Lord went His way. That's verse 33. The Lord went His way as soon as He had finished speaking with Abraham. Do you see that? And Abraham returned to his place. So this is the end of the call. So there is an order of departure. Okay, the master always have to leave first. It's rude for you, a child, to stand up and to leave while the master is yet speaking. Can you see that? Yes. So you allow the master to leave first, then you leave. So this was the order of departure. This is ending the call now. That's stage number 5, ending the call. So God is actually saying, don't be too hasty. Why is it that you are always hurrying and in a hurry every time you go into prayer? So you are supposed to be very calm and to pray for that grace to allow God to speak to you, allow God to finish speaking, and as He leaves, then you also leave.